Now, the next type of factorization we want to do is what we call grouping in pairs. Now, when we talk about grouping in pairs, we have to look at this situation. Now, if I consider 2ac minus 2ad plus c squared d minus cd squared, at first glance, the first step would be, okay, is there a common factor? And I'd look at that and be looking at, well, it's close, but nothing's actually common to all of it. You got two A and C. Well, two's common. A's got there's a D. No, that's common. We got two and A is common there. Then you got C squared D. Well, two A's not common there, and then C squared D. Well, there nothing's common to all of it. But if I consider this pair here and then this pair here, well, I have got commonalities there, so I can start to do what we call grouping in pairs. I can't do too much about common factors, but I can group in pairs and see where that takes me. Now, with this sort of thing, that's the whole idea of grouping in pairs. It'll work out nicely, generally, with our questions. So we look at what we said here, that 2a is common to both. So we got 2a c, so factorise the 2a out, and 2a d, so taking the 2a there. We're left with the c, we're left with minus d in the bracket. And if we look at this one, well, c squared d, so c's common, and so is a d there, so we take the c and the d out. That leaves us c minus d in this bracket here. Now if you have a look, that's similar to what we did in the previous video, where we said, well, those two are common terms. We are common factor. We've got common factors. We're multiplying with these ones, so that's a common factor. Take the c minus d out. That leaves us 2a plus cd in our other bracket. So we've got it down to a nice factorization form where we've got two factors, two terms that are multiplying by each other. They're nice factors. Exactly what we want to work with. Let's consider this one. So 4ab plus 5bc, 4ad, 5cd. Well, nothing's common. So I'll group them. So I can group them this way and see what I get. So if I look at this one, I've got a b that's common there. I'm going to 4a plus 5c. So if I look at what's common in the next one, I've got a d that's common, and that's going to leave me 4a plus 5c. Now I look at that, and is it completely factorized? No, because I've got a common factor there. Let's factorize that little one out, and that leaves us a b plus d. Now you're probably looking going, well, how come that magically appears each time? Well, the whole idea is to get down to something like that. And so it should factorize, no matter which way we do that. And you probably looked at it and went, well, why didn't you do 4a plus 4ad? You could have. So, and then factorize the 4a and got b plus d in one of the brackets. And factorize 5c outside and get a b plus d in the other brackets. And we would have got 4a plus 5c outside of b plus c. It would have worked out exactly the same. So, and that's what we're looking to do with all these ones. 2p minus 2c, well, 2's common. Let's get a p minus c there. And we've got p squared minus plus p squared. Now, if we look at this one, if I take a minus p out there, that's going to leave me p in this one, because minus p times p gives us minus p squared. But minus p times what would give me pc there, and the trick here is looking at, well, that must be a minus c, because minus p times minus c gives us that positive. So there's a little trick there. That we've taken the minus p out because I had a minus there. You could have taken a positive p out, but that would have left me minus p plus c in that one, which wasn't being able, I wouldn't be able to factorize, because nicely I've got the p minus c there now. So there's what you've got to be careful with when you're factorizing negatives out and what you would get in your bracket. So minus a p out there, it's got to be a minus c there. And it just works out that comes out nicely. So we see it in this example as, again, we look at grouping in pairs, we get the h out there, that leaves us k minus h. And if we look here, we've got a minus 2 and a plus 2. But if I factorize the minus 2 out, that's going to leave us the positive k, because minus 2 times k gives us minus 2k. And if we've got, want to get 2h there, we're going to have a minus h, because minus 2 times minus h would give us a positive there. Notice we get those nice brackets there, and we're able to factorize that one out as well, and that ends up giving us a nice factorization of those two. So that's our method of what we call grouping in pairs. So that's a nice one to do, and it sort of ties in with our next video that we're going to do, is what we call factorizing trinomials, which is what we're going to do a lot of. This one you will see often sometimes, but you won't see that often. So it's not as common. There's other factorization techniques that will come up more, but be wary of it. And usually it's a case where you've got 4 terms without a common factor, and you've got to look to try and factorize it some way, and that's why we group in pairs.